Doctor Strange coming out in the last week, that means we're halfway through Phase 4. So I'm going to be ranking all 4 Marvel phases from worst to best. Starting off in 4th place is Phase 4. Unlike the other phases, Marvel's taken a different approach with Phase 4 by introducing the TV shows through Disney+. Which means we've had more Phase 4 projects than we have of Phase 1 and 2 combined so far in just 2 years. Even though this is Phase 4, it feels like Phase 1 again, as we're starting a new process with new characters. We finished the Infinity Saga arc, so now this is the new arc. So even though it's classed as Phase 4, this feels like Phase 1, as we're getting to introducing new characters, like the Eternals, Shang-Chi, with Moon Knight, and with others like Miss Marvel, She-Hulk coming in soon. However, we're getting backstories to characters that are already established from Phase 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3. And I feel that's where it feels a bit conflicted at the time, because we're getting to know these new characters. However, they keep on telling the stories of the older ones like Black Widow and Loki. And so far, even though we're halfway through it, there isn't a clear vision of where it's going to go. Obviously, Kevin Feige knows where it's going to go, but as the audience yet, all we know is the multiverse is involved, and that somehow we're going to try and get the X-Men and Fantastic Four into it. But so far, we don't know where the whole project is leading to. And considering from Phase 1, at this point halfway through Phase 1, we didn't know where it was going. So towards the end of Phase 4, it'll probably become a lot clearer who the big bad's going to be, where we're going to lead up to. But as of now, there's no clear direction of where Phase 4 is heading to, so that's why it's in 4th place. In 3rd place is Phase 2. And even though Phase 2 is in 3rd place, it's got some of my favourite movies in it, like The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and even one that I think is quite underrated, Ant-Man. And the reason it's in 3rd place is because it feels like the connective tissue between Phase 1 and Phase 3, in the sense that it's just building on from Phase 1 to get to Thanos. We're just getting to know our characters more, getting to see more of them, like in Iron Man, For the Dark World, and in Captain America. Also sprinkling in some new characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man. Also with Iron Man 3, For the Dark World, and Avengers Age of Ultron, they're not very high on my ranking list for Marvel movies, so that's why it is in spot number 3. And in 2nd place is Phase 1. And even though it's in 2nd, I feel like this is the most important phase for the MCU, as without Phase 1, none of this literally happened. Without that first Iron Man movie in 2008, none of everything that we all love as Marvel fans happens now. None of the TV shows happen. And it was just really important that it got underway in a good way with Iron Man. That was a hit. Then going with Incredible Hulk, which I know doesn't have the same sort of style as the other MCU movies, but those were important just to kickstart the MCU. Also, the thought of the end of Phase 1 coming with the Avengers, which has never been done before. All these superheroes coming together in a team to fight someone. It's never been done before that. And for the fact that other studios like DC were trying to copy them because they saw how well Marvel done it, this shows how much of a testament Phase 1 was to the MCU and to the comic book genre. And in 1st place is Phase 3. And at this point in the MCU, it felt like Marvel had the ball rolling. They knew exactly what they were doing, exactly how they were doing it, and just like going hit after hit with the movies that they were bringing out, starting off with Civil War, one of my favourites, and then just continuing down to Endgame and then finishing with Spider-Man Far From Home. They just knew exactly what they were doing, and everything felt really connected as we were coming towards the end of the saga. Also, it's got some of my favourite MCU movies in it, like Infinity War, like Homecoming, and also how they're able to end off Phase 3 from 10 years of everything Marvel's done, coming down into Infinity War and Endgame, starting with Thanos, having Thanos been as the main character really in Infinity War, having his side of the story, having incomplete what he has to do, then being with the original Avengers in Endgame, and then also seeing how they pay off stuff like Iron Man, Tony Stark having that encounter with his dad again, how Steve Rogers got that dance with Peggy Carter, and also just how emotional it was at the ending, just to see what happens to the characters leading on to Phase 4, and essentially how the old Avengers are passing on the torch to new superheroes coming through. So those are my thoughts and rankings on each of the phases. So let me know down below which is your favourite, and also let me know what are you most excited for the rest of Phase 4.